Right, so it's the 15th of March 25, and I'm not very fucking happy. Last night, this is coming from underneath, I don't know who's doing it. It's not banging I'm too bothered about, but there's just been persistent banging to say you're being injected with HIV, you're having a break-in, you're being smashed to pieces with a fucking knife. We're doing this and doing that. You molested Sadie. It goes on and on, just stuff like that repeatedly. There we are, Drain's fucking it over Downing Street, you buckled bastard, or the creator god, you fucking evil malice, fucking tearaway. So, who's black and blue? Fucking blue, black and fucking blues. Alright, fucking black and fucking blue, Christ, you fucking buckled cunt. Over Drain, right? This is the problem. Right, so the next problem I want to mention is I've been visiting mothers for 2 weeks, you know, on holiday or whatever, and I didn't encounter any burning at all. The burning problem went on for 3 hours last night, and I'm feeling very ill. Just before I went out, like just now, there was 5 minutes of extreme, intense burning, and it's gone right across my body. It's affecting my feet, my legs, and my face in particular, with itching all over the body. Just in 5 minutes, and I got it right now, this minute in time. Someone's pumping radiation into me because they're trying to commit murder on me. Now, I don't know who's doing it. I'm giving names because I'm getting fed up with it, of who the neighbours are in the building that could be causing it. So you got Alan Ward, but he's a new neighbour, and I don't believe it's being caused by him because this has been going on for a time. You've also got Dom, but again he's a new neighbour. You've got Sam Gottsell. You've got Morgan Webb, who goes under the name Jess, who I'm getting suspicious of possibly causing it. You've got Peter Ritchie, but this is coming from in the kitchen side rather than Peter's side. That's what I'm noticing, though I can't verify that or confirm that at the moment because obviously I was in the kitchen when it occurred. So this is making me, it's causing the enamel also to come off my teeth, and this is the problem. They don't do nothing about it. They put it down to schizophrenia, or it could be Shannon Green, but Shannon Green is over the other part of the I mean, it's possible because when Matty was there, the burning was so bad I couldn't stay there. I had to go to my dad's. Just 10 minutes, your whole body, your bones are burning in, the whole lot's burning. But it's to a point where you're struggling to breathe. You can't stand out, you feel like jelly falling on the floor. You're feeling like you're going to faint straight away as soon as it occurs. It doesn't come on, it doesn't slowly come on, it just comes on rapidly and it crushes you in. The burning just is like, it just comes suddenly. So there's nothing you can do about it because the creator's fucking buckled. The creator god's just an evil bastard, a fucking fire staking bastard, a sexual slaughter fucking tearaway, and an ice axing bastard that smashes that sharp glass through your fucking heart. That cruel cunt just wants me to fucking burn and fucking burn and burn. Give me a taste of my own fucking medication. I'll slam my fucking mouth and I'll be Mr. fucking Zippy as a dangerous fucking schizophreniac when I've never beaten women up and I've never fucking attacked women or children. But there's nothing you can do about it. The creator has a different view because the creator's fucking buckled to fuck. And I've had to pop out now to go for a walk because I'm fucking ill from it. And I can't report it because it goes against me. And they want me sectioned in hospital, and they're going to take away my benefits, and they're going to slam as much medication down my throat as they can to fucking kill me if I mention the problem. So I just got to sit there until I die. There's nothing I can do about it. They're trying to bump me off. So my catalytic converter hot point, as you fucking expect, because they need to tell me that the gas cell of a catalytic converter is sex. That's sex with an old granny. That's what they've been suggesting. Initially, when they started doing this back in 2006 or 2005 area or whatever, they're reversing it and saying it's to suggest a child, and now they're twisting it to say it's to suggest, or whatever way they want to do it. They want to say it's an old granny, and to tell me that tomato ketchup smell is Lisa Pike. They're being pathetic about it. Lisa's an old friend I knew at school, someone I don't fancy. but she is a nice, friendly person, despised the way she looks or whatever. This is helpful as anything today, trying to contact family, trying to contact anyone, and everybody's either out or I can't contact them. But I need to speak to them because this burning last night and this morning has made me fucking ill. 2 weeks this burning hasn't occurred at all. Right, so there's another 2 phone calls I've done, and again I can't get to the people I want to speak to. That's fucking handy, innit? So I've had to... Yes, it's funny, Crow, ha ha ha. So every time there's a loud bike, time to my willy shooting up, a crow's going ha 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 ha, you know, in a spiteful way, but there's nothing you can do about it because the creator has fallen. God fell when I was a child before I was born. God was taking the piss out of me when I was being sexually abused as a child, causing seagulls go oh ha ha ha, just in sex, oh, you know, sort of making the suggestion. God fell. I mean, there was a time when I was on, I can't remember what beach it was, I think it's Burnham, but it could be another place, where a seagull did a really vicious hiss when I was walking with my Uncle Rob, and said, bastard! And Rob said, oh, that's not nice. Seagull? Obviously I was young at the time, like 5 or whatever, and you know, didn't expect the word to come out like that or come down as vicious as that, but you know, God's fallen. It might be worth mentioning, obviously I'm not going to get sex, the only sex I'm ever going to have is people raping me as a child, but they are doing the same again. Although it's supposed to be partly sunny today, they are causing the sun only to be circled around me again. What they're doing is there's this specific painting that looks like Lauren. In some ways you might as well just basically say that she looks very similar to Britney Spears in some ways. It's best to use that description out of celebrities. I say mixed with Kylie Minogue, but yeah, that's probably the best description. So she's got her legs behind the cloud. She's moving her body in a sexual way. I wouldn't say she's got the sort of skin type as Kylie Minogue, colour of skin Kylie Minogue has, but it's identical to how Britney Spears' skin would have been in her early 20s. Both for smoothness, pureness, and the shade of colour of the skin Britney had when she was in her early 20s. Identical. The way they painted that picture to make it look like that. So she's got her hand down, stretching it down by the way, as if she's implying she wants sex. She's moving her lips to make a sort of suggestion, and she's pushing the sun out of her hand on this person who's not very happy, that's walking down a track. Much the same as what I'm walking down at the moment, in fact. I feel bloody dizzy. Yeah, what's happened is whatever this is, it's causing the burning problem, it's making me feel dizzy, it's causing me to fall over. It's, you feel like you can't stand up. It's definitely someone's causing it, I don't know who's causing it. But if it's not, it's caused by someone outside. This is some form of energy weapon, it's gotta be, because I don't get it anywhere else. I haven't had any dongle boxes on today. I've not connected to the internet. The only thing I've had on is the phone. And I've had the phone on at my mum's for 2 weeks and I haven't had any burning at all. I was mentioning it briefly to Peter last night, and he says it's schizophrenia reoccurring coming back home. Well, the problem is, although that's the way he thinks, schizophrenia doesn't just suddenly come to you when you're trying to sort out pictures or name pictures to sort out from the holiday. It doesn't come on just suddenly, and it's distracting you. That's the problem. And when I was speaking to my old doctor at my old place, he said distraction is not caused by schizophrenia. So that's another problem. But anyway, let's get back to this painting, shall we? When it comes to the doctor at this place, by the way, it is schizophrenia. Distraction's caused by schizophrenia. The attitude's changed, and also with the loud bike tying to an erection. The doctor at my old place said that that's not schizophrenia. He said it's one of the only things that isn't. But obviously he was pretty firm. He wanted to tell me it's schizophrenia when it wasn't. But since I moved to Yeovil, they put that down to schizophrenia. Anyway, let's get back to the painting, shall we? So this chap is wearing sort of clothing that a man in his mid-40s to mid-50s would be wearing. A bit younger looking in the face, boyish looking in the face. Has same, well, if you to look at my face from a side angle, I guess you could say similar looking face to me, which is not a good suggestion, as you know, on top of what's happening already. But the problem is, you know, I'm being violated with that painting, because that painting is done in a way to make a suggestion it's a sexual curse for those that have got the sun repeatedly shone down on them, and that good luck comes to those that are cursed with the sunshine. It's because they get the sex to go with it. But the problem is, I'm being violated with the sexual curse, and I don't like the sun being out in all the pictures that I like taking pictures of, and sometimes I get very annoyed by it because it suppresses me, because I'm not one for the really hot sunny weather. And it's messed up. The last decade there hasn't even been a holiday where there's been overcast weather, so you know, or just under 10 years. Anyway, the rest of that painting is like clouds, a little barn, I think there's a hut as well. I think there might have been a lightning strike in the top corner of the picture on the on one of the sides, and then loads of fields. There's a mystical looking picture actually. It's one of those sort of pictures that looks nice. But the problem is, as a painting itself, it wouldn't be too bad, but even with a painting itself, it's not a very good suggestion. Not if you've seen it. And obviously I saw it on the internet going back in 2015, 2016 era, but it's not on the internet anymore, and I've been trying to search it to get the picture. But it's been published big time, and this is not a small painting either. This is a big selling painting that's been put on postcards, and now it's been taken out of all the card shops in the local area, and I can't find it anywhere. I should have had a look around when I went on holiday to visit Mum, but I didn't have that in my mind at the time to go into the card shops to find it. But oh god, that's something else. It fucks up your fucking thinking, this burning problem. You're getting disorientated, confused, you're not with it. But I can't guarantee whether it's the water though, because when I was speaking to someone, they're saying it's caused by the water, the hard water. But the problem is, it hasn't occurred for the first 2 years. It started on the 1st of February 2024, and it's been really bad since that time. It just doesn't stop. But this is burning right into your face. This is a sour burning. It's not. Yeah, I can put up with burning to some extent, you know, but when it's actually crushing into you and burning into your bones and setting into your bones and causing that burning, that's very painful. And also it's distracting you. You're trying to do things and it's distracting you and forcing you to have to go out or forcing you to avoid the situation. Now when I mentioned things like that to my doctor that I had at my old place, he said distraction's not caused by schizophrenia, and if you're concentrating and trying to not let it bother. But when it's actually physically attacking you, something's physically attacking you, then yes, because I was mentioning it about the eye problem that I had at my old place. And again, the eye problem hasn't really occurred. However, I will mention I did have a bit of eye trouble last night, but it was very mild. I wouldn't say it's mild, but I think it's more to do with tiredness. The problem is, you know, if something's being caused, it's got that feeling if it's being caused. If it's a natural feeling, you know the difference. You can feel if something's causing it, or you can tell. Even if it's bad, there's a way you can tell. But it's got to be put down to schizophrenia. And also, I'm being violated on Somerset County Council, as I've been first bidder on a bid that I placed for moving out of that place, because I've been on gold banding for 3 years, and they've not offered me one single place. All these people, all these bids that I've done, not one housing association has allowed me to be given the chance to move out of that place. And it's taking the enamel off my teeth. It's making my fucking mouth feel all horrible. But I can't do nothing about it. There's nothing I can do about it. I'm stuck there. And they won't do nothing. They're trying to kill me. They're trying to hit me off. Well, I mean, it could be slyly done by the staff, I don't know. It could be anybody that's causing it. Whatever is causing it, it's a possibility that this is an illegal device, because if it's going through walls, it's going through everything. It's going through foil. It was at my old place when I was trying to... fucking... hang on. And also, I will say something else. I woke up with the runs this morning. So it causes that as well. It's upsetting my belly. And that happens quite frequently. So, you know, you just can't stop going to the toilet. You just can't when the burning occurs. That's something I keep forgetting to mention. But, anyway, I'll leave it there. Right, so I fell over and smashed my doll, because obviously what's happened is I felt dizzy. I'm out of breath. 20 quid down the drain. I could tell you, I could smash Christ to fucking pieces. I could literally fucking kill the cunt. I'll pour petrol over him and I'll set him alight if he returns in my lifetime. And the reason I do this is because he's caused me to fucking burn all my fucking days. Over a year now, that bastard's trying to fucking burn me in the fire of fucking hell with energy weapons. So if I see him, I shall pour petrol over him, I'll set him alight, and I'll whip him, and I'll smash him to fucking pieces until he's dead. That's the way I work, Christ, because you're turning me into a nasty person, because you're burning me with energy weapons, Christ, because you're a fucking foul bastard, a cruelty fucking cunt, you sexual slaughter fucking tearaway. I will mention something else. When this burning occurred last night, before I collapsed on the floor, because obviously it makes you dizzy, it puts you on edge, you know. Morgan banged very hard on the bottom floor, or it could have been Shannon. So Shannon Green or Morgan Webb. I don't know who it was, but there's someone on that level. I mean, it could have even been Peter, but Peter coming out of his room to go down and bang, but I don't think it was. And it's banging, you're having a fucking break-in, you molested Sadie. But prior to that, when that burning was occurring last night, there was talk and threats to say, you're not fucking you're burning, you're losing your life, and you're going to be, basically, I can't remember the actual term, but it's to say that they're basically admitting that you're burning, so they're admitting that they're doing something, so they're saying that they're burning you. But I don't know what the device is that they're using. Morgan had an orange light in his room last night when I went down to the communal garden to see Peter, and he had another light in the other room. This is like a pinky sort of orange light. I don't know what light that is, and it might not be connected to what's causing the burning. Struggling to breathe. That's the problem. That's something else it causes. You're struggling to breathe, because what it does is it gets to your lungs and there's nothing you can do about it. You just got to sit there and take it. That's the problem. I'm getting fed up with it, because you know, Home Finder are not moving me to another place. I need to move from there, and you've got to take into account that if it is energy weapons that's being used, that it's very hollow. It's not like there's no bricks between the walls, and so any energy weapons is going to be a lot more powerful than it would be if it's done in a house or a proper apartment, you know, a proper flat. These like hollow walls, you know, anything just travels through everything. Anyway, that threat that occurred last night was to say, you molested Sadie, you're having a break-in, you're not staying there, making sure of it, you're fucking burning, and basically they're saying that we're going to burn you, claiming that I had sex or raped Sadie down there when she was a child, and saying that you're going to burn from it, and if you can't, and if you don't stay there and burn until you lose your life burning, then obviously you're going to be burgled, you know, your stuff broken into, and basically saying that. So I'm not very happy. Right, so I'm at Barrack, obviously. I just wanted to mention that road's the second busiest I've ever known it since I've lived in Yeovil. Right, so on average you've had about 400 cars on that road, which is, you've broken the record. I think the maximum you had on that road in the past is about 300, and that was a record, and that goes back to 2024. In 2023 your record breaking amount on that road's no more than about 50 or 60 for the whole day. and also the time lapse that I've been here. So I've been in the graveyard for about 1 hour, and on that road you've had about 400 cars. It's starting to die down a little bit now because there's been car after car, but that's record breaking amount. I've been up here on a Saturday, a Sunday and weekdays in the past, and I've never known it as busy as what it is today. Never. Right, I've noticed something else. When this burning occurs, it burns into your throat as well, which I forgot to mention. Obviously I was burning before I visited Mum's 2 weeks ago, but I've come back and this burning is a lot worse than what it was before I left. I mean, it's worse, it is bad, really bad, because it's getting a lot worse, but we've now got to a stage where it's as bad, to a point where they're trying to push me out there so they can break in, so they're using these energy weapons. That's why they're doing it. I'm not being funny, but that road, you're looking at about 500 cars on that road, because I wanted to go further across on that road because I wanted to go somewhere, but it looks like these evil bastards are controlling everyone's movement to fucking pack that road as busy as they can fucking pack it. I've never known that road that busy. You're nearly, let's say, another 100 or so. As you can hear, that road is supposed to be like I know now only to be about, if we go back to late 2022 and the year 2023, I've known that road to have no more than 30 cars on it in a whole day while sitting in the graveyard chilling out. And today you've got 500. As you can hear, even in that direction, car after car on the road, back road to Barrack, which is just 1 mile from Yeovil. As you can hear, just vehicle after vehicle on that road. I've never known that road that busy, never. I've known there to be cars, I've known there to be that many cars in one go, but not to a point where you had about 500 cars. Because there we are, next car. It's just going. That's why I can't go on that road. The record breaking amount of cars on that road, just for me walking up that road to that main road, is under 10, and it still remains under 10 for that section of road, even though it's been irritating and annoying. There's only been 7 more cars since the last recording, but the continuing flow is just one after the other. This is, like I said, we've already had 500 cars on that road. That is already about another 100, or just over 100. You'd be twice over the previous record breaking amount of cars on that road. And you've got to take into account this is for a short period of time. When I say 30 cars, that can be for the whole day, not just for one section of the day. Obviously there has been more cars, like 70 or whatever, but your average is definitely under 100 for the whole day on that road. Under 150 for 2024 in most cases. As you can hear, this is why I don't want to take that road to go at the top. You're gonna have over 10 cars trying to get there. I don't know what's causing it. I don't know why this road is so packed. When I go on that road, the record breaking amount is just 10 cars going from here to the next stage. I'm not sure whether to even do that yet, because I'm worried about the setups, because I'm just not in the mood for this sort of problem. But obviously they're stepping up the setups, and they've stepped this up since the middle of November 2024. There we are, more. Obviously we're not near the 600 mark yet, but well, they got me in a fucking controlled trap. Gross says, "You're a child molester, just." The creator doesn't verify the facts or anything like that. The Creator God thinks I've had Stephanie Gill, been in a sexual relationship with Stephanie Gill, and Jesus Christ has given me dreams in the past to tell me that I've got to go to the fire of hell for turning against her after being in a sexual relationship with her, when I've never been in a sexual relationship with her. The same with the Sadie Dando business, the same with Ian, the same with Amy Weston. God's telling me that I've had sex with Amy Weston and that everything's alive, and that you should be accepting and forgiving to Christ because you're not forgiving Christ for having sex with Amy Weston, that you're going to burn in the fucking fire of hell. Well, how can I accept and forgive when I've never had sex with Amy Weston, you stupid bastard Creator God, you fucking stupid cunt, Yahweh, Jehovah, you fucking small-minded cunt. So there we are, the Creator God can't verify the facts first before. So God's making allegations or trying to say that you've had these people been in sexual relationships without verifying the facts, and fucks up and buckles completely. There's nothing you can do about it. The Creator is absolutely stupid. There's no forgiveness on that road. And that's a red van. A dark red. A bloody red. Right, so they need to reverse a catalytic converter out at me. So there's been about 30 cars down there. 70 is probably the record breaking amount for this part anyway. And that was in late 24 for people there. Now obviously they got to put the cars in my direction, causing much sake. That's what they need to do, cause everyone's movement. 2024, ever since roughly the time. So what happened is I had to go to my dad's because of the use of energy weapons burning me, and I was too ill to stay there. The power or the extent of the energy weapons is exactly the same as what it is now. So I've obviously got to think of something else that I can do. But obviously this could be a planned attack to try and burgle me as well. So they're using energy weapons to get me out of my fucking place to burn me. So I've got to think about the stuff as well, what I can take, because they're sneaky little bastards. I mean, I'm not sure what neighbour's doing it, but it was before Dom and Alan there. Alan moved there, so you haven't got many neighbours. The nearest ones to me would be Peter Ritchie in the next room, Morgan Webb, who would be the nearest one that's downstairs under me, also goes by the name of Jess. On the other side you've got Shannon Green. There's nobody else that can really, or it could be someone outside that's doing it. The house is beaming something to cause this, I don't know. But what has happened, and I got this on YouTube already, it shows up on EMF meter and radiation detectors. There's one that measures gamma rays, but I can't use that one because it's broken. There's like a round ball on the end of it. It's affecting my laptop, so you're getting funny squiggly lines go across the screen. Also, icons are moving by themselves. I filmed the evidence of this on my camera. It's causing batteries to overheat. When this burning was done on this level, going back to April last year, one of the MP3 players exploded on the kitchen floor, and right job to clean it up, because although it only made a big bang, when that fucking exploded, the heat coming from that caused the well, firstly I couldn't dry it straight away, because what happened was it seemed to have a foamy effect, so the floor looked like it heated up and it had like a foam underneath the wooden boarding, whatever you want to call it. So eventually when that dried, I sort of scraped up the black off of it. Luckily the black came out like crisp, so it didn't melt into it too much, and I managed to get it out without causing any markings. But it cost me 60 quid, and also if you were to take into account Also, I mean, the amount of M discs I've had fucked up trying to record discs in the past, and the amount of since the Energy Weapons, when they first started, I took a load of Cryo Chamber CDs to my dad's to check out, and I found out that these Energy Weapons that are causing me to burn cost me 1,400 quid in discs, and I haven't bought them back. I'm going to have to wait until I move from there before I can get my music back. I don't like download quality because it's shit, so I like to get my stuff on disc, and I don't like storing my stuff on hard drives for long periods of time. So if it goes onto a hard drive within about 2 or 3 years, I want it transferred immediately to a disc where I know it's going to be safe. And I only use the M discs because they're reliable discs, but I can't get hold of them. If you take into account the boxes that I left behind at my old place, the 6 boxes, and half a bag of rubble stuff that got broken into, the rubble sack of clothing, and the shed that got broken into, the cost of Energy Weapons and decorating my old place with specific radiation protection fabric or whatever, in total, the total cost, and it's raided me big time, it's cost me £20,000 roughly. It's caused me to lose precious family documentation on discs, because obviously it's messed up discs, it's wiped clean hard drives, it's buggered up USB sticks. This was at my old place mostly, but it's happening here as well, so whatever's causing the burning is fucking up electronics. And obviously, so I had some savings to some extent when I was living at Burnham-on-Sea, obviously the at the same time I was trying to find, save up for different types of things, but all that had to go on trying to eliminate eye problems at my old place. So these Energy Weapons, mixing the ones that occurred at my old place with the eye and this place with the burning, has cost me my music, and it's cost me money, time, and it's cost me £20,000. And when I take into account that, you've got to take into account that it's causing health issues, it's making you feel down, you can't run an ordinary life, you're being forced to go, it's pushing you about, you can't stay in your accommodation. It is interesting that as soon as Morgan starts flushing his loo, that's when the burning starts. So I'm suspicious that he's got something to do with it, because so it causes confusion. They're trying to kill you with it. There's nothing you can do about it. All the jungle stuff that I used to listen to, oh god, I think I mentioned this before. I've lost 90% plus, when about 90%. All live recordings, when it comes to all the illegal stuff, like the live recordings or anything like that, or the illegal types of tracks that are taken from record or anything like that, the whole lot of that's gone. I don't have anything like that. All that buggered up when I was living at Burnham-on-Sea. the only actual music I got when it comes to the jungle scene is those very underground tracks that they put on these commercial CDs, or used to put on these commercial CDs back in 1994 area. So it'd be like the illegal type of rave track, but it'd be ones that made it through, basically. So they're tracks that made it through by the skin of its teeth. So they're underground tracks, they're underground jungle tracks, but they're not illegal, but they're tracks that have only just made it through, if you get what I'm saying. So they're really good tracks, because for example, Dope Travelling Part 2, that's one of those underground tracks, and that's been released on Points in Time Volume 1 Good Looking Records. Jungle Rhythms Volume 2, World of Drum and Bass I think it is, which is a grey CD cover, can't remember the proper title of it. And Japan releases on Jungle Beats 2, and it's been released on a mixed CD called Fantasia Takes You Into the Jungle Volume 2. So it's been commercially released as also on 12-inch or whatever, so it's actually quite a big track. But there are certain tracks that never make it through, and they're the tracks that they call the illegal tracks, or the tracks that they're not allowed to put on CD. I did have records, so I had a couple of illegal type jungle records when I first moved to Thorn House. But I had an argument actually a week before, which was a good time to have an argument, because the week after, because I was moaning about threats or something kicking off back at that time. This goes back before, actually before any of the neighbours that are there now, apart from Tanya. So it's only Tanya was the only neighbour that was there out of all, because all the others are new neighbours, apart from myself, obviously. At the time this occurred. So what happened was, the week after, because this is I think it's some people that were visiting Matt. I can't remember. What happened was, the week after, the temperatures went really high, and it was my first hot summer. And in April, the temperatures got really hot. You had a heat wave, and it went up to 29 degrees in my room. So one of the staff workers didn't realise I had on one vinyl laying against the radiator, all the illegal jungle records, and obviously I told her about it, she knows about it, but she didn't realise, you see, she didn't do it on purpose. And those records that she accidentally she was trying to turn the heating, making sure the heating was down, you see. She didn't know how to work the dials properly, or it worked different to one, or they had different ones in different flats, different whatever, and she accidentally turned it right up. So she opened all the windows, so that's good of her, so she was definitely doing what she wanted to do. But I had to chuck all those records out because they were warped. So I went out for the morning, and when I came back, they were red hot and they were warped. They'd been on there too long, and it sort of melted through onto the next one. One record was hot for the next, and I thought to myself, well, they're folding under. You know, sort of, it's been on there for some time, so I was like a few hours out or whatever. When I came back, you know, it was too late, and the temperature in the room was really hot because she turned it the wrong way, and I had to chuck all those records out. And you know, there are records like the original press of Pesce World of Music on Infrared Records. That specific track's not illegal though, because it's been put on CD. It's on a mixed CD called Fantasia Takes You Into the Jungle Volume 2. They're not allowed to put the illegal types of jungle tracks on CD, incidentally, so anyway, I had a Rev P 1994 on Impact Records. What else did I have? Guanjin Spin Back the Execution Legend Records with Deep Concentration on the other side. Lian Guanj 2 Deep and Lian Tango Solutions on Legendary 3, which is on the Total Science label. And they've just reissued, actually. They re-released some of the Legend record tracks, not those tracks I just mentioned, but they've done a reissue on Night Force Records called Legendary Cuts, only on record. So they're not exactly illegal tracks, but oh god, what else was I going to say? The Alliance First Impressions. That's on Enforcer 6. That's been released twice, and some are saying it's been released on Enforcer 6 on a CD maxi, which is a possibility, because going back to 2020 or 2008 area, I think I went to Bridgewater Library and I saw some information where it showed the disc of the Enforcer's 6 disc, but someone wanted 120 quid or something like that for the disc. I've seen the Enforcers 5, I've seen Enforcers 2 on disc as well. They claim that they've never released it on the number 2 on disc, but they have, because I've actually seen it advertised for sale with bids on eBay, and it's a disc. But anyway, Intense Paradox was another one. Intense, the Genesis Project EP. Incidentally, every track on that Genesis Project EP is an excellent tune, and also on Intense Paradox, Rugged 007, Rugged 7 EP, and obviously the Time Space Continuum on the Rugged 9 EP, Time Space Continuum Intense. Intense Genesis Project is one of my favourites on there, but I prefer the version that's been re-edited, that's on drum and bass on a jazz tip. Cartel Music Recordings, released in 2000, something like that, or 1999, as they spaced out the breaks a little bit more. It sounds a bit more spacious to the version that's on the record. Sounds a bit more enclosed, only for that one track though. The others I prefer the record version. That's never been released on CD either, unfortunately, but there is a soundtrack from a film, because some of those tracks on the Intense records I've just mentioned have been played in films. I'm at a catalytic converter hot point. I wonder if they're going to set anything up going back in the other direction, because I'm going back. Just going to have to hope that I don't burn from energy weapons, because I can't get in the other direction because they're fucking packing and stacking the fucking truck, and I'm not in the mood for it. If I have to go back out again, I'll have to. I won't be very fucking happy if I have to go out again. I should be sorting out photos, naming photos of the holiday, but I keep being distracted. I'm trying to do it, you know. You're sitting there putting up with the pain, trying to type in, think what to type in, but you know, you're in so much pain of that burning, you've got to leave your place. You just got to leave. They won't fucking stop it, these bastards. There's a possibility they don't even know how back, you know, there could be a possible, it could be attempted murder, doing it in a way where they can know they can get away with it and it can be disguised, or it could be another fucking way. I mean, these people don't even know me, and then, I mean, when I first moved out, I was being mistaken as Sven by a couple of the neighbours, and then obviously, you know, it went on for that, and then I was being told I was Liam, and it just kicked off after that. And then obviously when the new neighbours came, it never really settled down. It hasn't been great since. Anyway, let's go back to Intense, shall we? So there's a film called The Cradle of Fear. I've never seen it, but I know that the soundtracks are in there. They did a movie soundtrack CD. It's only released in America, I think, and they included Intense Time Space Continuum in a film. Also Intense Journey to the Unknown, which is on the Intense Paradox record, Rugged 7. So Rugged 7, Rugged 9. Rugged Vinyl is part of Good Looking Records, incidentally. So Rugged Vinyl is just the sub-label of Good Looking Records. So it's the same as Good Looking Records, just another how do I put it? They're offcuts. So the Cradle of Fear, I don't know how many copies of the soundtrack CD that they released, but you also had other tracks on there. You had Fallout, as DJ Fallout, I think the track Shoes or Dope Shoes, I don't know. There's a lot of jungle tracks, 1994 jungle tracks that they included on that, on the in that film. I've never seen the film, but it's a shame they haven't released them properly on a CD, because, you know, if it's in a film, then obviously they're commercial tracks, believe it or not, but they're very underground commercial tracks, even though that's so anyway, going back to the records that were left on the fire. Oh yeah, a car coming down on the farm track. Nothing new there, is there, Downing Street? Right, so I just had to take a crap in a public place, because what's happened is, whatever causes this burning problem, if you're not used to the burning problem, and you come straight back from a holiday, I end up getting the shits, so I've had to do that in a public place, unfortunately. So yeah, it affects your stomach, you see, whatever's causing it. It causes head crushing pain, burning, and because it's increased and it's as bad as what it was, it makes you very ill. Right, anyway, going back to the records that are on the radiator, believe it or not, when I paid what it was for the records, because I paid quite a lot for the records, I did have records in the past one, but they were like 20-30 quid back then, and I paid sort of 70 quid, and one of them was 150. The 150 one was a treat. I actually was in a mood when I bought that, to be fair, a real shitty mood. I was at my old place and I thought, with Energy Weapons are fucking my music up, I'm going to have to get the original vinyl and eventually take it off later on. You know, it's a nutty one off the Nut EP, mint condition, unplayed, and it's interesting the way he wrapped it, because it's like world stamps on it. It wasn't stamps, it looked like it right across the record, and the record was literally looked like it's cleaner than a brand new record that you get, you know, in a shop. It's like it cut straight off the branch, you know, straight off the pressing, you know, straight off the press. It just looked like a really clean, shiny record. For a 1993 record, you think it's the original press, and the record, no scratches, nothing on it. So that's the most expensive one. You had Lee and Guan's Too Deep, and Solutions, which is unplayed. I paid 80 quid for that, again at my old place. And the reason I was buying the records at high prices is because I wanted some of my favourites, and the Energy Weapons that were causing eye problems have fucked up all my CDs at my old place, and you know, I put it in storage. This is before the price of storage went up after the lockdown. I had to look at more cheaper ways of putting my stuff somewhere, but unfortunately when the radiator was put on, bang goes. Well, I paid about 1,300 to 500 in records. In today's price it'd be over 3,000. I had to chuck every one of those records away. So yeah, I was not very happy about it. But obviously she didn't know what she was doing, so I couldn't blame her. You know, I couldn't blame the staff. You know, because it wasn't their fault. They were just trying to help. They didn't have a clue. They didn't realise that I had the records on the radiator. And obviously Energy Weapons are burning, fucked up all the other CDs. And then I went to rent a garage at the beginning of last year, because the burning problem was occurring, and I had the speculation or suspicion that they're trying to break in, so they're causing burning to get me out of there so they can break in. When I did rent the garage, it got broken into, but it came at the wrong time because people were getting nasty, more vicious, more aggressive, and digging at me on sexuality, saying you're a sick bastard, and threatening to smash me to fucking pieces or to shoot me dead, and to burgle me after I already had a burglary, by the way, of where my stuff was stored. And obviously that's the time I came back to from my dad's back to Thorn House, because I had to go back, and then obviously I had to face the burning problems. Also, I was getting the runs because when I visit there, I sort of get piss constipation, where you feel like you need to go and you can't go, or you want the toilet and you can't go. Where at home you don't get that problem. You're at ease. Anyway, when I came back, I lost my temper because of the break-in of the garage, and I did a video in the middle of nowhere, shouting my head off in the middle of the rainstorm. I put it on YouTube, and it affected a social worker, and she's contacted the home treatment team at Holly Court, saying that you're going to have to be medicated with medication. And then that caused a whole row. They tried to force medicate me and all the rest of it, and I said no, I'm okay, and we started a row with that. And now it's come again, starting on me again, trying to put me in psychiatric care, trying to do away with my benefits to pay for the care. Because they think the burning is schizophrenia when it isn't. I've spoken to the people on the 111 call in the past, you know, saying at the times it occurs, you know, say it's very interesting, and saying if it shouldn't be physically causing this symptoms and the type of symptoms you're giving, they're saying needs to be looked at. They're saying they might be saying it's schizophrenia, but the type of symptoms you're getting and the type of things that you're telling me on the phone, they're saying that needs to be looked at, because you know, you can't just say something's schizophrenia, because it could be something that's serious that's going on. And say one of them recently said, if you believe that it's someone that's using some form of energy device or whatever, this is a police issue, you should be contacting the police. But the problem is the police don't do nothing. They say it's a medical problem, so it's catch-22. I come onto the road because obviously the path's falling away, so it's going to have to be done on a regular basis now. And the creators fucking buckled, or the government had capped it. So they put about 200 fucking cars at me, and when I go to take a picture of something, just to be comical, so it's a signpost but it's not done, there's no writing on it, so it's done to be hard to explain. That's when all the fucking traffic suddenly fucking increases, because the creator God is a fucking twisted hell-bent cunt, and if it's not the creator God, there's a twisted hell-bent cruelty fucking cunt, then obviously it's caused by the government controlling everyone's movement around me in a fucking buckled, fucked up way. To cause as much mayhem, to cause it to be as busy as they can possibly fucking stack the shit in my direction, to be fucking crest. In total we had about 30 cars collide, because most of the cars, luckily, even though it was packed, were mostly in one direction at a time. Willie Up's a motorbike, knife just in his head. But there's nothing you can do about it. The creator God's fucking buckled. A hell-bent sexual slaughter fucking tear apart. No, our drain covers it over, so God's telling me your fucking life's down the drain. We're ripping you to pieces, gonna ice axe you and fucking fire stake you. Way in Jehovah's fucking next setup. No, we are car time there, always a car time there. It's red, white, red sex. And black sex. Hang on, I just need to write this down. It's not going to stop. Red, white, red sex, white diamond sex. Nothing you can do about it, the creator's crooked. The creator god's just a cruelty cunt. Drain's fucking it to say your life's down the fucking drain. Willie that bike. Yeah, capital punishment from the creator god. One useless feeders and fucking eaters, like that t-shirt says. There we are, single mother. An overhanging trailer to rip my fucking legs off. Push chair on corner. An overhanging trailer to rip my fucking legs off. Timed around, hit my to rip my legs off. Black, white, sneezes. Black and blue, white. The creator's fucking buckled. Fucking bent fucking hell. Nothing you can do about it. The creator god's fucking twisted and buckled and fucking corrupt. It's orange at me. So about 150 cars, 90% setup suggestion. And the creator's not going to stop. The creator wants to rip and destroy people, burn them to fucking fire hell. The cunt's fucking possessed. That's Jehovah Yahweh, just an evil bastard fucking entity. They're stopping me across the road now. And the coming up Southville to go to Eastville. You let the van slam as much fucking action as they can. That's it. Refinish van. Started vehicle. So I've come back home, the burning has not stopped, and I've just discovered that I've lost £120, so there's no way I'm going to get that back wherever I've lost it, because there's definitely going to be people that's walked past and found that. As I stop the recording, Seagull goes, ha 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 ha. Yes, the mobility's very high, so loud bikes. So we need to start that.